Boom. It has been damn near fucking forever since I've been on Wiz, like on my myth specifically. I like 4 months ago got into a wreck on a motorcycle training accident, broke my leg, and then like a month after I had all of that surgery, got an infection, had to get a muscle graft and everything. It's been a while. But I have technically been doing things on this guy. So, or at least one specific thing. I made this. This guy right here is going to be a pet that I probably heavily rely on in the next, 2 worlds. And I kind of wanted to have something that had a little bit of a heel to it. Just for shits and giggles, you know? So anyway, we got this motherfucker here. I'll change the name. This took me basically 4 months to make because I could not get the talents that I wanted. For like the first 2 months, I was trying to make this pet while also making an exact identical copy of this pet on my balance. The only difference would have been that it would have had balance dealer instead of myth dealer. And I got that one, and then it took me like another 2 months. Like I just got this guy fucking perfect and then leveled up in ultra like within this past week. So yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to wait on. It just happened to work out that by the time I've been able to recover and get better and get around to walking normally again and stuff like that, this guy happened to get done. But also, I'm level 160 entering a level 150 world, which is pretty cool. I know months ago, like this was before I even stopped the myth playthrough, I got basically all of my Nightmare gear in like 4 runs. Like I got the hat, robe, and boots just super fast, and then eventually got the wands and everything. I've got a couple different copies of it and stuff like that, but from what I know, Nightmare is basically some of the better gear, or at least it was. Level 170 came out in the meantime, and you know. So today is basically just going to be a catching up type video. I'm gonna figure out what I want to do. These 2 pets right here, this unicorn and this little fucking bug thing, those are going to be important. I'll get to those later. But whilst I had all of this going on, I also wanted to craft these. My Demiurge set that I was going to craft at the end of, what's it called? Lemuria. Because I just finished, well, I finished that world like 4 months ago, but since the last video, I have finished that. So, I did a bunch of farming in the meantime. So I got like the malevolent stuff to craft that. I kind of just wanted it to have it. I didn't really have big plans on using that gear because, you know, it's completely outdated. Just entirely. But yeah, so let's go ahead and craft these. I was super interested in crafting these. Like, I got all the fucking materials for it and everything. And, yeah. I did next to nothing with it. This is merciless. I can't use that. This video is basically wasted because I now have to go get the... Oh, wait, no, I have a malevolent hat. I have a malevolent hat. I was about to scrap this entire thing, go grab it, and redo all of this. Okay, perfect. So, after all of that crap, I know I'm crafting the hat, the robe, and the boots. And it took me a while to get these fucking treasure cards, too. I had to trade with a bunch of people. And I know it's completely and utterly not worth the time investment to make this stuff nowadays. But it's neat. I like it. I like the look of it. I was also going to do the wand. Just kind of have that. I need like 20 more old one artifacts, but that doesn't matter. This needs 3. So yeah, that's probably the last thing I was gonna make. I don't think the ring is really worth it. It's like 1 less damage and slightly less stats compared to what I've currently got. This one, same thing. What about the amulet? No, I'm not crafting the amulet, because the ring or the athame, because I've got all that. So let me go find a mannequin. Hopefully I have one set up. If not, it's gonna be kind of dumb. I must have, right? Yes, I did. Way back when I got all the... I sniped all of these from the bazaar. I think I had to buy... Who did I have to buy? I had to buy, like, Stallion Quartermain, or... No, it was Butt Gordon. I had to buy Buck Gordon from somebody. Basically just kind of have this little grind to Lemuria. Lemuria is a cool world. And then, you know, once I get those like 15 old one artifacts, I'll put the wand up and everything. But that's pretty cool. Got that going on. I was gonna do the thing to where maybe I did a challenge run with like all of the, oh, what the hell you call them? The masterpiece stuff. So not the Aeon stuff, but I was gonna like wear all of the Dreamscape masterpiece stuff and maybe just do some dual schooling. But honestly, the dual schooling capabilities on this is absolute dog shit. This is like the lesser version of the 160 gear out in Novus, and it's just dog shit as far as being able to use decent ice damage. Eventually, though, I did craft some Storm and Myth stuff. I'll be playing around with that just for shits and giggles. Maybe I'll actually get to it. Nothing is entirely set in stone, but that's just kind of all the stuff I've been up to. I collected basically all of that within the first month of ending the Myth playthrough after Lemuria, and then basically collected all that stuff, got into an injury, farmed a little bit more for some other pieces I was missing. I have been able to get pretty much every single piece of Aeon gear for every school, including this guy. This guy, I got a dope-ass healing set on him. Wolf and I farmed quite a bit, and I was able to get this guy up to 188% outgoing, which is pretty cool. So one of the things I was going to grab was this, my Myth set. Got everything for Myth, so starting off Novus, I can have the best gear that I can hope to have, which is very nice. And then I also had a new Stitch in mind, which is going to be pretty dope. So let me go through my gear and just kind of see what is going to be the best as far as hats and stuff like that. I think Aeon hat is probably a direct upgrade. Yeah, I get more damage, more crit, one more pierce. I'd lose 2 accuracy and 1 resist, but everything else gets a buff. So that's basically what I'm going to be rocking. Even though the Nightmare stuff is pretty good, this hat just happens to have better stats of what I'd want. I think the Nightmare hat is technically better for Myth, so I'll keep that there. And then boots, I think are Aeon boots again. Yeah, I get more damage, more crit, more pierce, lose an accuracy, lose a resist, gain power pip, which is fine. And then let me look at the wand. I think between the wands, I would rather have the Burrower wand over the Nightmare wand. But let me make sure. That's 26 damage. This one's only 24. I think the only reason I'd swap these is because this gives accuracy. The Nightmare one gives accuracy. This gives Shadow Pip, which I don't really plan on using a ton. You can't really rely on Shadow Pips. You just kind of get them when you get them. I think it'd probably be a good idea to continue to use Dreamscape Aeon, because I lose 1 pierce, but I gain a bunch of damage, which is always nice. Compared to the Nightmare, I'd lose 2 damage and gain 4 accuracy, but I'd also lose 1 pierce. It's just kind of like a middle ground. The Thames, nothing really I changed there at the moment. Or a Thame. I think I looked at the Nightmare Thame and Ring, but they just weren't good compared to like what I personally wanted. So that's that. And then at some point I've got to change my amulet setup, because I've got a bunch of amulets, but like nothing really stands out as I would absolutely use this over everything else, you know? I mean, we got the Nightmare one, which I think technically gives better stats, so I might do that. It just doesn't have sockets undone, which, let me see. That one requires legendary sockets. I could unlock that pretty soon. Ring is pretty much where I'd want it to be. Deck, I've continued to use these, but at some point, actually, you know what? I'll probably just end up sticking with this this Darkmoor deck, because you don't really need Arch Mastery too much. Like, I can still use some of the level 70 or sorry, the level 48 spells like Orthrus or what is it, Mystic Colossus. As far as stats go, 62 resist, pretty good. Once I get some shield pins, that's probably the only reason I would change out Dreamscape boots versus what are they called? Where did they go? Oh, they're on the next page. The Nightmare boots is for that shield pin. If I plan on playing specifically PvE, so the shield pin would probably be a better upgrade. As far as my stats are concerned, what is my power pip at? 101. What is the difference here? 6 versus 8. So I'd be at 99% unless I change something else, which is not ideal. So probably for my main set, unless I can figure out where that 1% changes, this will probably be my gear setup. Yeah, no, pretty much this is pretty much going to be my setup. Aeon Sword, Nightmare Robe, Aeon Hat and Boots, and then, what is this, Burrower, a Thaman Ring until I get the Wallaroo stuff. And then probably, I think the best robe upgrade is going to be the Forbidden Library armor, which I can get just by running dungeons, or I think there's a pity system to where I can collect stuff. However, there is one more thing that I want to change, and that is my look. I've never typically gone out of my way to change my look, because it's just you go through the game so fast, you upgrade stuff all the time, but this is pretty much what I'm going to be rocking. So with that in mind, I am now the Crusader Ninja Pig. I farmed for this stuff quite a bit. I think I just kind of got these well, what were they? I think these were like the delectable hooves I got from like Waterworks or something. The robe, obviously, you get from, like, the Pendragon and stuff like that. I farmed him a couple times, probably less than 20 times, and got that. Thought it'd be a cool little robe stitch. And then my Ninja Pig hat, it's my favorite hat in the game. I farmed Nightshade a couple times during this past, what was it? This past October, because whenever he drops all the stitch gear, and this is like the first crowns drop that I got was this hat, so I now look pretty fucking sweet. But aside from that, there's one more thing I wanted to do on stream, and that is something to do with pets. So a bunch of new worlds came out and stuff like that and whatnot, and that also invited some new changes with what is it? With the... What the hell are these things called? Spellements. So in newer worlds, or different worlds, you can now get spellements from chests and stuff like that. You can now get level 60 spellements and stuff like that from Celestia and whatnot. And I've been working towards this for a while, is being able to unlock these elemental retriever talents, or... where's my other one? This one is my spiritual retriever talent, which... finally got enough, did enough pet leveling to get some of these. Aside from the spiritual retriever tokens, I did a lot of farming with like Nightmare and stuff like that. I think the Doomsday Croc Gauntlet, and what is it? This one, I was missing like 2 tokens, so I had to go whenever they had the Portal Apparel dungeon and spend some time getting that. But the coolest thing about these is once you unlock them, they're unlocked for every subsequent generation. And so I can make both of these pets, on this guy, and I can just continue to make pets with these talents in them and just start farming chests, which is pretty cool. I actually want to try it out in like Celestia just to make sure that it works, which it probably does, but I mean, you never know, right? And obviously, one thing you might know is the fact that you actually have to go out and find treasure chests. However, honestly, with with all of the realms that there are and stuff like that, you could pretty easily just find an area, like one small specific area that typically spawns regular chests, and use that area between multiple different characters, switching between different realms. Like there's a chest there. I kind of had a feeling I'd be able to find one here. And if this works right, I've got Spiritual Retriever on this guy. He should be able to get me some spellements, right? Oh, he does. And a reagent. Let's go. And 138 gold. But yeah, it's you get a couple spell limits, basically the same amount that you'd probably expect to get from cantrip stuff. And obviously, you probably saw the little timer there. I can't use this pet for like 500 seconds or something like that, which is totally okay because I could swap over to a completely different character and get this. You could also do cantrip farming in conjunction with this pet stuff since they're two completely different systems. Let me see if I can find a different chest just so I can show what that looks like, you know? Okay, here we go. It's only been like a minute since then, but as you can see, oh, you know what? I think it was like 300 seconds. So in 140 something seconds, I can just pop this again. And like I was saying, even though it takes time, I could swap over to a different character, come to this exact same realm, find this chest, and, you know, just swap back and forth. And by the time you've got like 3, 4, 5 characters doing this, it doesn't take that long. You know, it's the length of time in between each chest becomes less noticeable. But anyway, that's just some of the stuff I've been up to, some of the stuff I've been wanting to get back to. I'm definitely planning on continuing the myth playthrough and everything. But for now, probably for the next little while, I'll just throw out a video every other couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm going to do like a weekly thing with this or whatnot. I've been streaming a lot of Stardew Valley lately. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, this guy, Twin Foecaster's coming back. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I have nothing else to do in the game, and I'm just going to go and do some monstrology stuff and kind of have some fun with that. Because initially I started off with monstrology from like level 1 to level 50, and that was cool, but once you hit level 50, monstrology becomes redundant. You don't need a minion if you know how to play the game and you know, farm for the gear that you need. But anyway, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Just 4 or 5 months of doing nothing but being injured and recovering and farming and whatnot.
No, I keep whistling.